Welcome, everybody, to the Burning Hammer Wrestling Podcast. We're back.
Yeah.
Took a week off, put out our little, banked episode.
Yeah.
Which I wrote in the description, I was like, we're pulling a Drew McIntyre, we're cashing in. Like, because we immediately used it.
Yeah, we instantly used it. Yeah.
We're like, well, this could be like episode 28 or whatever. And it's just the next episode.
The next episode. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I love it. Yeah, whatever.
That's what it's for, you know?
Yep. For sure.
So today's podcast is brought to you by our friends over at W Energy. You can go over to w.gg and you get yourself some energy. Use our promo code ClearShots. Right now, if you use that promo code, it's actually 20% off.
Nice.
I think it's until the end of September or something like that. I'll try to write it in the description if I remember, but yeah, you actually get a better discount right now.
Good stuff.
So go do that. That supports the show.
Oh yeah.
The other way you can do that is go to our website, get some merch. That'll help us as well.
Like that shirt right there.
Yep, like this one right here.
J Brown mode, wearing our own stuff. Yep. I love it. This
will be the third episode in a row I've worn this shirt because I wore it for the last one, which we filmed 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We were just talking about cameras, so pay for our new camera.
Yeah, we're looking into getting better cameras and stuff, and we're always going to be looking into how we can dial the show and
I'm
make
constantly
it more professional.
Buying new shit in here, which is not good for me.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
But we're trying to get this as professional as we can, you know. It's already decent though, you know.
It's much better than my bedroom, like when we first started Clear Shots. With a single microphone and trying to yell over each other.
But it's the same thing, you know. You got to just start doing it. You got to just do it. You'll get there.
Yeah.
But just do it, you know.
So I don't know. We've got 4 weeks worth of shit now to talk about,
and we probably aren't going to go all the way back 4 weeks.
We certainly can't do that. I mean,
so
I
what
jot
happened?
things down for every show.
Yep, understood.
And like with the expectation that I'm going to talk about them somewhat soon. And sometimes it's like I write it. We shoot a show on Friday, and then like Monday I start writing notes, and now it's like still 2 weeks basically before we talk about
it. So it's tough.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of stuff. We also have we have a cool like little bit we're gonna start doing too, but we'll do that at the end.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. That's gonna be cool.
So SummerSlam. Did we even talk about SummerSlam?
I think so, didn't we? We did a special episode for it.
Well, we did that, yeah.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. So
there's no real need to go into it again after we just did a special episode dedicated to it, which I love doing.
Yeah, if you want to go watch that, check that out. It's just like a different thing. We put it in our podcast feed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
It's in Discord. It's a little less formal, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Orton comes up and calls out Gunther, which was interesting because I thought that was that's really cool because everybody's behind Orton right now. He's like such a he's a baby face. Everybody's like super appreciative of his career.
Yeah.
He's been like
in
a
full-blown legend mode.
Yeah. And now people are so behind him and they want him to win another title.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here.
I don't see it happening in Berlin.
No,
I would love it because it's super trolly, but
I wonder if they'll drag this, like, because that's why it's odd to me, because it's like, why would you do it now and then you're going to have Gunther on his home turf? Because it's like,
it might be predictable that Gunther's going to win the first one in Berlin, right?
Yeah.
Having said that,
but now you have a couple matches.
You've got a trilogy out of these guys because it's Orton and it's Gunther, and I will never bitch about trying to establish a new world champion in his first title reign by having him feud in a huge feud with somebody that's legendary that can still do it. You know,
I like that. I do.
Yeah,
like that.
It's a smart way to present Gunther as a believable main event major player from here on out, which everybody already believed.
They've built him to be that already.
Yeah. It's like nobody, he didn't need it, but it doesn't hurt him to feud him with Orton. And Orton's in a place right now where it's perfect time for him to stop in and go, I want 15.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's really like, so they built Gunther so naturally too. Like
Yeah,
they
oh,
really
yeah.
didn't have to try too hard about it.
No.
Like he just kind of he just wormed his way
It was
right
so
up there.
it was so easy to do
yeah,
with
it
him
just
because
naturally happened.
he's too good, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is pretty much exactly what it is. It's not.
He's
can't really hold him
undeniable.
back, yeah. And he had solid feuds. So like,
It's how I feel about Braun Breaker as well.
yeah,
He's the other guy that's come in that above all the new guys that have come in. Like, who else? Let's see. There's like Carmelo Hayes. He's great. He's great. And there's
well, I mean, even like Damian Priest, they're somewhat recent guys. Like,
yeah,
Damian,
oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that whole thing's weird too, because I'm wondering why. So the whole storyline now is that Liv is with the Judgment Day, and then you've got Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley as a team as well,
The Terror Twins,
and
which I
now-
love.
Which it's like, okay, but I think like a lot of what was keeping people interested is the Rhea Liv dynamic, and that's not as focused on anymore.
Because it's not. I see it more as a civil war of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
So the Judgment Day, from their eyes, the new guys like Finn and Lord Farquaad, there, JD McDonough.
Yeah.
And then Dom and evidently Carlito, even though he's barely he's like just in the background fucking eating and shit.
Yeah.
But
Naturally.
but those guys see Rhea and Priest as people that tried to step on them and become leaders of this group that wasn't supposed to have any.
Sure.
And so they exiled them the same way they did Edge, being like, no, that ain't what this group's about. It's fun to watch because of the complicated nature of the story, because if you followed the
There's
whole
a lot
story,
going on. Like,
it's tough to say who's the bad guy, right?
They're both the bad guy.
They're all the bad guy. Yeah. Except for maybe Priest. Priest is only the bad guy in a mild way because he was too headstrong and like hard-nosed about the I don't need anybody's help. I can be a champion on my own thing, which is you basically telling the group fuck off,
Yeah.
Even if he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
It still is like believable. If you said that to your squad of friends who are trying to have your back on something, it would be believable that they'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
What's his deal?
Like, yeah, we're just trying to help you.
And it's
Finn
still like
getting hot-headed about him trying to lead the Judgment Day and tell everybody what to do is more of the dynamic there, right? And then with Rhea, it's super obvious. Like, she was wicked shitty to Dom and abusive and manipulative to get him to join.
Mhm.
Then somewhere along the way, fell in love with him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's fucking Dom. And then she also screwed over Liv, who was supposed to be her friend, and twisted up her arm and shit. And so realistically, Liv getting revenge on her, and I've talked about this before, how that's what I like about that feud, is that it's presented like Rhea's the good guy,
It is.
but she earned getting this revenge pulled on her. But did she really earn, but the way they're doing that is still slimy. Like Dom kissing Liv right in Rhea's face and shit, and screwing her over.
It's weird though, because like it's like you ended so you didn't end the Liv Rhea storyline.
Nope.
But
this is like a new chapter
burner.
It's almost like this is just a new chapter in the overall Judgment Day story.
They never really settled it. Of course, they never had a clean win or anything like that over.
No,
there wasn't a match where it was a definitive end. So
no, and we're just all mixed up in that. Which is Bash in Berlin is going to be Liv and Dom versus Rhea and Damian.
Yeah,
which is going to be awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. And they're going to have Rhea get her hands on Dom and whip his ass. I can't wait to see that.
That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and you can come back to this whole thing. It's going to obviously wrap up at some point, but it's like weird that it feels like it's fused all into one, which is good because they have been, the whole thing has been taking up most of Monday Night Raw lately.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Like, they're not really in the wrong for doing that, I guess.
No. It's all been good.
Yeah.
Everything about the Judgment Day story, it's so funny because it started off as this thrown together whatever faction when Vince was still around of
Yeah.
Edge going, let me turn these guys into, let me elevate them.
Mhm.
He brought them in and they broke off immediately. Well, not immediately, but they broke off quick and went from this faction that we were all looking at going, Damien? And like Rhea, yeah, it was pretty easy to get behind Rhea because she's just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
And she's been for forever, dude.
Yeah.
But with Damien, it was a little like, I don't know. And Finn, it was like, should he be involved in this?
Well, Damien was I don't know,
it,
with Damien for a while, like
and
until recently.
For me, it was until the Bad Bunny main event in Puerto Rico. That's when
yeah.
I went, he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, I feel like
his
that's when it
promos
turned
started
around.
to elevate. Everything about him started to elevate quality-wise. But they went from this, are you sure, to this is the best stuff going on. Like overtook the Bloodline stuff.
Yeah, it did.
It did, yeah. It overtook the Bloodline with the amount of time on the shows, too.
Oh, by a lot.
By quite a bit. It was the center point of Raw.
It boosted Raw completely.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it kept Raw on that high that it was on after The Rock and all that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Wait, wasn't that SmackDown? I thought that was SmackDown with The Rock and stuff. It might have been both,
maybe
honestly.
It was. Yeah, maybe
because
it was
SmackDown's been Bloodline, and then Raw was Judgment Day.
Yeah,
and those
Cody's,
were like the
Cody's
two
over
big.
there.
Yeah.
But now SmackDown to me feels weaker, but it's like at certain points
it's for a similar reason though.
Yeah.
Because they just had this huge major blow off we've been waiting for ages. What just happened with Judgment Day was a huge major blow off we've been waiting for ages in the story. When I say blow off, I don't mean a conclusion, a curtain call, take a bow to the story, but just a major story point event, like a revelatory whoa
that
moment
we knew was going to come.
That everybody's been going, dude, one of these days, Dom is going to turn on Rhea. And they pulled that trigger, and it sets up for the new era, the next book, so to speak, of the series of Judgment Day storytelling.
Right.
Same way Cody winning the title and Roman kind of going away ended that book and started the next book in the Bloodline story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and the Bloodline thing's been like coasting around a little bit right now.
It's starting to pick up,
and
though.
It's definitely coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of coming back, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, with Roman coming back, that changes everything.
It kicks that up. It was another. We were just waiting. When is he going to come back? He came back.
Yeah.
And it was gigantic.
Yeah, huge. I mean, it was pretty much exactly what you expected.
Yeah.
But
I liked the Cody dynamic in the comeback, though. That was awesome. Though how he came back and he had this kind of tense, this tension with Cody, but was also like, you know.
Yeah, because there was and not in most fans' heads. I think most of the fans would understand, like, he's going to go after Solo. But, you know, there was like, you know, in character, they would be like, Cody would be like, I don't know if he's coming.
Can I trust this guy?
Yeah,
because this was my greatest rival of this era of my career.
It happened 5-6 months ago.
It just went down. Yep, and I haven't seen him since. So it's like first time seeing him since Mania. He's going to be going, what's he here for?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's just masterful storytelling with those guys.
OTC
always,
shirt, it's like, okay, well,
he walks out with OTC. The crowd reads it, and on a dime goes OTC. They instantly know what it means, and they're in. Yep.
They don't even. It doesn't even matter what it means.
They're going. They're going.
Those are
and
letters
that
on his
shirt's
shirt.
just hand over fist right now, dude.
Yeah,
it's sick,
man. Yeah, I thought about getting one. I looked at a bunch of shit on there, and it's like, man, I don't want to pay. Like, they ask too much for shipping. There's too much.
That's what the problem is.
The shipping's like half what their price is for their fucking shirts.
If they could figure out a way to do free shipping through their merch store, it would be world changing, like an Amazon partnership or something.
What they do is, that's what they should do, is have a store page on Amazon.
Yeah,
but they sometimes they run like promos and stuff. Like you'll see it on their shows. It'll say like tonight only, like during their pay-per-views they do it. They'll say like free shipping on orders over 25.
But could you imagine if they partnered with Amazon so that if you have Prime, you just get free two-day shipping on WWE orders?
I'd have too many shirts.
I'd have everything. We'd start I'd buy a shirt like every paycheck.
Yep. I'd have the LA Knight sunglasses. Fucking.
Those are so funny, dude.
Oh man, dude, he is getting huge pops now. He's getting giant pops now.
Gigantic.
I love it. I love it so
me
much.
too, dude.
He had a big superplex off the top rope at SummerSlam. He jumped up to the middle rope or top rope or something.
Jumped up to the top rope and hit a huge. Oh yeah.
He's
his
real good
SummerSlam match was the best match I've seen him have.
Yeah, it was.
Me personally, I didn't catch his TNA stuff. I didn't catch him in NWA. I didn't catch him anywhere until he came in as LA Knight.
I mean, it's past due, I think, and he
in NXT.
He wanted to show too that he deserves to be in that spot, and he does.
I thought he might have had the best match of the night. Him and Logan.
It was the best match.
I thought it was the best match of the night.
Yeah, I think it was.
And his new theme is fucking nasty. It's like basically the same, but like metal, and it just slams in so hard, dude.
The synth went down a little bit.
It used to be kind of like a LA hip hop sound.
Yeah.
Like 90s LA West Coast hip hop sound, which is cool, but having it have this like power slam in metal sound, and like it's like the LA Knight call out and then down, and the crowd was just like
it hits way hard. Yeah,
the crowd went fucking crazy.
Perfect. It's a great theme song because you have like this intro.
It fits him better too.
Well, you just need like a little thing at the beginning where
it's perfect.
Yeah,
he's got the
where he goes L.A. and then fucking and everybody goes. That's right where the crowd's gonna pop too. And it's all timed perfectly.
And then the slam hits and the song starts and it's a shuffle and shit. I love it, dude.
There's an art to that. There's an art to like writing good theme music. And it's very. And you want it to hit hard immediately, and you want it to be something that's recognizable.
And he needed a metal sound over the hip hop. Not that I have an issue with old West Coast hip hop, like that's not the point. But the metal fits his intensity more because he's not out there doing taunts. He walks out pissed, talking shit every time, Austin style. He's out there to do business only.
Yeah, and and rock music to me is more of the like wrestling,
it's just
especially.
More intense.
It's just it's fucking intense music.
It's like Ultimate Warrior.
Combat,
can you imagine Ultimate Warrior coming out to like piano or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
He came out to fucking intense rock music.
Yeah,
and he came out sprinting and blew himself up before he got to the ring every time.
No one's theme song is Beethoven's Ninth or whatever.
That's not true. Who are the guys that have
Ric Flair kind of
Ric Flair, Daniel Bryan for a while was going with
he was. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, which Daniel I want to talk a little bit about AEW.
Yeah.
Because I watched that pay-per-view All In Wembley.
I didn't watch it yet. I was going to yesterday, and then I was like, I have to go fucking find it.
It was fucking amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I heard
they always kill with the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
They always do.
They had a big crowd there,
They had a big crowd, and it was a very special night for a few reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The only things I really saw was Daniel Bryan. I don't know like what happened with like any of the other feuds that wrapped up.
Do you want to get into it quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, okay. I don't have any crazy notes or anything like that. Just the big bullet points were like
Osprey probably.
Yeah, Osprey versus who did he face? MJF. Okay, it was Osprey versus MJF.
Okay.
And he beat MJF for the international title, I think they're calling it now. And MJF was calling it like the American or whatever.
He's trying
title.
to change it all and shit. Yeah.
That match was incredible.
Didn't he straight up like bring out a new belt or some shit?
Somebody gave they get
a couple weeks ago
it was Christopher Daniels. MJF had a different belt. Yeah. He had like an American belt or whatever. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was like.
But then after Osprey won, and they went to hand him the belt. Christopher Daniels, who's also an EVP, I'm pretty sure, he was like, no, and he gave him the international belt.
Okay,
or I think they call it the international belt.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I remember watching MJF with his promo there.
Yeah, he's full blown heel mode right now, which I love.
Good.
He's so good, man. And so's Osprey.
Yeah,
and he's one of the highlight performers of their product right now for me. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He carries a lot of the weight, and I think he does with their own like niche fan base as much as he does and will continue to for any non diehards that come in and check out the show.
Yeah.
Osprey is a guy they must put huge focus on. The match with Mariah and Toni Storm,
that
was very good, and Toni Storm lost and dropped the belt after all this time to Mariah, which was huge. I didn't expect that, but it was a good move. I thought it develops their feud further.
And you can't, like, I don't know. Sometimes they're too predictable over there. Like,
true, but I don't have an issue with predictable if it's the correct story move to make. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So sometimes I want them to be predictable when they're not. And I go, but it just makes sense to go this way. Mm-hmm. Swerving an audience isn't just to swerve them isn't always the move. Yeah. And I'm not saying AEW does that. It seems like AEW right now is working very hard to make changes that are they're trying to get more storylines right and balance between just having random matches to have them and having reasons to build to moments in great matches,
which is, of course, what they need. And
yes, I think because a lot of this show was backed and was supported by matches that actually had stories going into them,
right?
Which is good. Yeah.
Which is that's a complete and total. That's a 180 for them, really.
I mean, it feels like it at times for sure. Yeah.
They also so WWE's been very predictable, but which is weird because I'm waiting for a big swerve, and I think Triple H is going to find a spot where he can do that.
He'll only do it if it's right, though. He doesn't. He is so committed to long-term storytelling and going, well, they can predict it. Good, because it means that it's what they want to see a lot of times.
And sometimes there's big swerves that maybe aren't right, but it works. It works though. Yep. Like just Lesnar breaking the streak. Yeah. It's like that was huge. People didn't expect that. People thought Undertaker was going to win.
People still to this day argue that it might not have been the right move.
It couldn't,
including a lot of wrestlers. Say they don't think it was the right move.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really lean one way or the other anymore. At the time, I hated it, but
I hated it. Yeah, but now, like you look back and you go like, wow, they built Lesnar.
Oh my God, they turned him into the boogeyman.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think that notch in his belt definitely was huge for that.
Yeah, and you could argue he didn't need it as long as they just still built him that way.
He didn't
but
need
it didn't. It didn't hurt him.
It just made it that much.
Yeah,
it gave you that much more heat on him. You know,
the reason it was so good is because of Lesnar being for the business. Lesnar being for the business made that okay for me.
Yeah,
it was how he worked for years after, because he could have taken that. He could have been the boogeyman, just elbowing people or whatever and doing Germans, and then just beats everybody and then goes, my contract's up, I'm out. He didn't do that. And instead, he did proper business to put over a bunch of guys as believable new stars on the way out. Yeah. Like Cody, the trilogy with Cody.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it was like, because you would have matches where Brock was just standing over guys waiting for him to stand up to German suplex.
But then, like the match, what was, he had great matches with Roman. He had great matches with Seth. Mm-hmm. He had great matches with Daniel Bryan before he left to go to AEW.
Yeah.
That were like, how is Daniel going to get this guy? And they did a great job of working it out. So you're like, it's believable.
I think I would have argued that, like, you probably could have saved it. And I would have rather seen it go to Bray.
Yeah.
Just for the, like, gimmick passing of the torch.
The gimmick passing of the torch for sure. Yeah.
Which, even that might not have been believable. Just the way they were building Bray
in hindsight.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it didn't matter anyways, because Bray is looked at as a legend. He ended up passing, unfortunately, very young.
Yeah.
And they're doing great things with his legacy right now that we'll get into later. But back to AEW All In.
Yeah.
Without spending too much time covering it, because there's so much to talk about, the big thing that just does have to get talked about, though, and it was great. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It's one of the best pay-per-views of the year so far. It was really good. Even if you're not into AEW, even if you don't know why anything's going on, the pure wrestling is worth the show. It's worth a watch.
Well, that's what they're more
but
about.
the storyline, it is, yeah.
wrestling.
But there's actually storylines into stuff, which brings me to the main event. The main event of that pay-per-view was incredible. It was Daniel Bryan, and for a while now, it's been understood he's on the last year of his career, pretty much. The injuries are getting to him. He's got a family now. He's got kids he wants to raise.
He
wants to be there, and he doesn't need to do it anymore, you know? And he'll probably be around the business. Like, he'll probably continue to work backstage or something. But he's like, I want to raise my kids, though.
Yeah.
So he made a stipulation that he wanted Swerve, which Swerve has been one of the best things too in AEW. He's been a great champion. His run has not been super long, but similar to Damien's, where he had a few matches with really serious guys that were really good. And then at All In, Bryan put his career on the line for the title, and they booked that so well to make it look like he's going to retire. His family was there with his kids in the front row in Wembley, which was crazy. And Jim Ross came out to call it.
Oh, no shit.
He came out to the final countdown, which I'm pretty sure was his Ring of Honor entrance theme, and he's used it a few times since for big shows and stuff.
Yeah, there was some kind of... I read something about that, because at first I was like, what are they doing? They're just playing some, like, crowd pop music?
No.
I was like, he fucking used to use
He has
that.
a lot of history with that, yeah. He got such a crazy reception.
Mm-hmm.
And then that match was incredible. And Swerve was so good. Daniel Bryan's one of the best ever, period. Yeah. In the ring, he legit is one of the best ever. I would even argue outside of the ring, just like total package, he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, he's definitely up there.
He's way up there. And so that match was it delivered so hard, and then Bryan won. He made Swerve tap, which I think they said was the first time, and won and he's the AEW World Champion right now. In the last run of his career, he won the big one there in a huge moment in Wembley in front of like 70,000 people or whatever the house was, 55 or something like that, big house. And it was incredible, man. It was really special. It was cool seeing him celebrate with his family and shit. It was probably it might be the only time his kids get to see him understanding what they're seeing. Although his son is a little young, but his daughter for sure is never forgetting that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's huge. Multi-layered, awesome moment. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. That's totally, I love that they're doing that, and I love that it puts him in this spot now, storyline wise, where he's like, I have the belt now. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to defend this, and whenever I lose this belt, that's a wrap on my career.
Because it puts a microscope under the matches that he's in.
Every match he has now, you're looking at going, is this the last one?
Yeah.
You know? Other than that, the only real notable things that have to get mentioned, Ricochet debuted. He's now in AEW. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good fit for him. I see him feuding with Ospreay. Obviously, everybody wants that because of like the match that put them both on the map, pretty much. I hope he does well there. I love Ricochet. I think that in WWE, this last thing he did before he left with Braun and what's that guy's name? Man, there's too many guys, and he's good too.
What, a feud that he was in?
Who's the Russian guy that just came up from NXT? He's very good.
Oh, the fucking
I hate that.
What the fuck's his
Dragunov? Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov. The thing they were doing with Ricochet, Ilya, and Braun was some of Ricochet's best work. He was finally starting to be himself on the mic. Mm-hmm. He had intensity. He was having a good feud with Braun. I thought it was weird
that
it was a bummer.
You know, it was a bummer. He was just building a little bit of momentum, and then
Yeah, it was a bummer, man. I hate
think
that
they
the
wanted
last
to-
time we saw him.
They probably wanted to keep him. I think
think
there was
they probably
probably I think there was probably a lot of negotiation there. But like
Yep.
your AEW's offers are usually better. That's just the reality.
You got to also understand too that
Not even monetarily wise. Sometimes it's just your schedule and all that stuff.
WWE's looking at him going, this guy he's so good in the ring and he's over with the fans. But there's just something we got to find with him still. And we're starting to find it, but we're not there yet. We'll offer this guy like maybe the same deal or something. And Tony, though, who is a money mark, whether anybody likes it or not, that's not opinion.
Yeah.
He is literally a money mark by all definitions of the term. He's going to look at Ricochet and go, I will give you my mansion. I'm begging you. I'll pay any number. Here's a blank check. You're an indie god.
Yeah, that's right up his alley.
I'm gonna give you anything to get you with no. I don't need to have plans. We'll figure it out. I'll pay you. I guarantee he's making millions a year in AEW
I think
right
it's
now.
just part of it is like they don't have. It's like a charisma thing. Like that's what they look for in WWE.
And I say that with zero disrespect to Ricochet. I think he deserves it, and I hope he does great things. And I don't think Tony's making a mistake at all by getting him.
No.
But I'm willing to bet Tony went, the schedule's lighter here. We don't do as many house shows, and I will pay you millions of dollars to come here. Please be in my
That's
talent
exactly
pool.
what happened.
Yeah. So how do you turn it down? And WWE's not gonna. And now that WWE's being run by who it's being run by, you know, like they all have respect for the boys. Like, I'm not a wrestler, so it is what it is. But those guys, the talent pool is under the management of somebody now, multiple people now, because Rock, who are part of their
that clique, I guess. Not clique, I guess.
Generation.
Their
people, their culture, their upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
They can empathize. They've done it. They lived it at the highest level.
And they did
They're
it,
Hall of Fame legends.
And they did and all of them had heat with people behind the scenes. It's like Triple H wasn't the golden boy the whole time.
No,
he was.
Dude,
it
got
was like
shit on and told you're getting blamed for everything.
There was always that kind of shit. He was but like he came out the other side, and now
he dealt with Vince for years, getting shit. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, he had the sledgehammer of doom, and he ruined careers." And sure, he did. Yep. Also, he dated Steph, and that's the only reason he got his thing, not because of how good he is, right? Meanwhile, Vince was the guy that went, you get shit on, you're down at the bottom, Austin's winning King of the Ring, and you now have to prove that you want it.
Yeah.
He
was definitely harder on Triple H. That was obvious.
He made him earn it again.
But man, Triple H, like in any other era, dude, he is like
oh my God.
I mean, he should have been even then, but like
yes,
it's like he would be top of the top. Like he's
one of the greatest of all time.
Dude, he's
I legit think he's one of the greatest one of all time.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite ever, I think.
You think so?
Him and Jericho have always been like my top two, and I think Triple H is gonna beat him out because
Mark Forbes, our buddy Mark, I'm pretty sure Stone Cold is probably his favorite ever. Triple H is like one.
Triple H is just too good, dude.
Yeah, Triple H
everything
is one of the
about
ever.
him, like his entrance, his music, his intensity,
the moments,
his physique, like everything about him.
His promos,
it was all incredible.
But again,
his adaptation of his character too, like
the
he changed
legendary moments he had, like the matches at Mania with Taker, the end of an era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The evolution storyline.
I mean, you could.
He turned Orton and he hates everybody's careers, right? He turned Orton and Batista into Hall of Famer legends themselves. You know, the match he had with Batista, his retirement match, was way better than it had any right to be.
See Batista in movies if Triple H wasn't.
Dude, seriously though, he might have still found a way. Because he's a very special talent as well.
Yeah, but he certainly didn't build that name on his own. It's like, there was
Evolution put those guys on the map, man. But the point is with Triple H, I don't think he'll ever get the credit he deserves until he's gone. I don't think people look at him as one of the greatest of all time because they go, yeah, well, he was with Steph, or he's running the company now and shit. And it's
There's always going to be,
dude. The guys, the wrestlers know, they know, you know, and fans know.
Just watch him. Like it's like
good luck watching him and find a bad match.
Seriously.
Find him being bad. Good luck. So, like, dude, Bret Hart,
The
shits
guy
on him,
took
hates
the
his
guy.
guts, says he's never had a good match. And I'm like, I don't think he's ever had a bad match. I'd love to find one. It would have to be pre the game.
You can't. There's no argument. Like you can't say that. Like, well, let's. You know what? Let's save this. Let's save this for the banked episode.
Sure. Yeah. We'll go into that shit.
Because this isn't time sensitive.
No. Okay. So,
Triple H.
we deflected from Ricochet. I'll wrap up the Ricochet thing quick. I hope he does well. I hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I hope he's making sick money and has low dates and is getting everything he wants. And I'm looking forward to seeing him work with Will Ospreay in America. Yeah. I think that's going to be a big box office thing for AEW. And I think that Ricochet is a guy who, because he's leaving WWE on the up, he may take some casual fans with him who love his style and go, oh, I'm going to get to see this guy. And they might watch AEW just to see him.
It's possible, sure.
It's not the same as like Edge, because Edge is a legend and it's like towards the end of his career. And I think he definitely brought some people over, but I don't think he would even make a big of an impact.
You're
getting a guy in the upswing
type thing. Yeah.
And he's been in WWE.
It's not even major storylines. He's been around for a while. Like, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, he was even big in fucking Lucha Underground
as Prince Puma. Yeah.
I mean, like he's undeniable. But I think the big thing for them is charisma. Like, it's not there from him.
But it seems like with the last episode of Dynamite.
Yeah.
I think it was Dynamite, right? They had Moxley come out and start what is, I can only say, seems like it might be a twist on an NWO style angle. I don't know, but it's definitely a only story-based major thing. Just started like this past show with Moxley. So, that's what I mean. It seems like they're really trying to do storyline stuff right now, because that was the main missing piece. Everybody's been going, we want to see you guys succeed. You got to have stories.
Sometimes I just feel like they want to coast on WWE talent sometimes when they should be building some of their own.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because they've got
all their champions.
Swerve was their main champ.
Well, yeah,
Swerve was their main guy.
But right now, who's their champions? Like, I know, it's mostly
Bryan, but Will Ospreay's one of their champions.
Yeah.
The FTW champ was Jericho. He dropped it back to Hook. Yeah. The show.
Jericho.
New
then
trios
Sasha
champs.
Banks was
the Blackpool Combat Club won the trios champs.
Mm-hmm.
They're sick.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Cesaro, but Cesaro's he's done better in AEW than he has in WWE.
I think it's what they want to do is crown them as a champ, and just to like let it be known, like this is who they are, type of thing. You know what I mean? So,
I got maybe.
It's like, I don't know. Maybe they don't have like. The problem is you're gonna have all of the AEW fans know what WWE is. They've watched it mostly.
Yeah.
You know,
and sometimes the most hardcore guys don't support WWE guys no matter what, because they're WWE guys, which is annoying and not. I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
But
it's a tough thing to deal with because you sign them for a lot of money. Of course, you want to put a strap on them.
Yeah. You want to use them. Yeah. And they should. And I will not knock that. Yeah. I will not knock anything AEW does wrong unless they're not coming up with storylines at all, or they're coming up with shitty storylines.
Yeah. Or they have
both are bad.
Fucking WWE guys have straps on them,
or and like are involved in everything going on.
Like, don't do that.
It depends who the WWE guys are, though, because like Ricochet is technically a WWE guy, but he's kind of not. Also, like Edge is a WWE guy. Daniel Bryan, not as much.
Ricochet was only there
He had great moments in WWE, for sure, WrestleMania 30 and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was a legend on the Indies and Ring of Honor and stuff before he ever came to WWE.
Yeah.
So it depends who, you know? But yeah, either way, All In was sick. Watch it for sure.
I definitely
Everybody should. And I'm interested in AEW right now more than I have been in a while, because it looks like they're really amping up good storytelling that is going to help bring in more casual viewers, and they really need it.
Well, yeah,
they really need it, man.
I think I don't know what their attendance would have been for that last pay-per-view, but it looked like it was great. You know what I mean? It looks like they brought a lot
Wembley?
of people in. Yeah.
I believe it was 50-something, 55 or something,
that's
which is
really good.
insanity. Yeah,
That's good.
that's gigantic. That's Mania numbers.
It's good for them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not. They need to figure out what's going on with the weekly shows.
Mm-hmm.
But the way you get that to change is with compelling stories people have to see.
I think what I wish they would do is maybe they have 3 weekly shows.
I know it's too much, man.
So I don't know. Maybe
The only reason WWE gets away with it is because one of them's NXT, and people kind of understand that's
It's a
like
different thing.
developmental.
Yeah, it's like the minor leagues.
It's a whole different roster too.
Yeah, it's the minor leagues of
it doesn't
their
feel like
thing.
it sometimes with how good they are.
It's how
but that's not the point.
It's how they work it.
It's
like a farm
it's
team.
the farms, yeah, farm teams, farm system.
Yeah,
and
it's
and
like
so,
WWE sometimes can barely get away with 2 shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so, like when you
right now,
stretch out,
it's been great because the roster is so. Are you kidding me, giant?
But 2 years ago, it's like you would have been like, why do they have SmackDown? Like, why don't they just do one show?
Yep,
it's
absolutely
like, so
right.
AEW,
Absolutely.
It's like weird to me that even they have this 1 hour show on Saturday.
They have what? They have
it's
Dynamite,
Friday,
Collision, and Rampage.
Yes, so Dynamite is
and
Wednesday.
Ring of Honor.
And they do Ring of Honor.
I don't think Ring of Honor's on TV though.
It used to be, but it's
I
like
don't know.
It used to be like on a local channel.
It's
to be on
way too much.
Yeah.
They don't need that. They're not utilizing it enough. I don't think.
I
maybe
think they
they'll
do
prove me
an
wrong.
hour after SmackDown is what they do. It's like Collision or something.
That's right.
And then,
which is cool.
which is fine.
Yeah,
You can try and
an
sneak that
hour
in.
is like let's just give a few sick matches.
Because like Raw's 3 hours, SmackDown's only 2, so they said, "Hey,
The
we'll slip in at the
problem
last. We'll do the last hour there."
The
and-
problem is you do an hour only. When is it pre-taped or live? Because if it's pre-taped, never mind.
It's got to be pre-taped.
If it's pre-taped, cool. Because then you could do a 2-hour Dynamite. Definitely don't do 3. You do a 2-hour Dynamite. See, but the thing with 3 is commercial breaks. I don't know. You do a tight 2-hour show for Dynamite.
It is
and
live.
Saturday.
Saturday is Collision.
That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
So they do Saturdays live.
Or is that might be their SmackDown though?
Yeah, Friday night is Rampage. This is the 1 hour one.
And that's focused on younger wrestlers. So that's their NXT answer is Rampage.
Basically,
You've gotta have Rampage be in a set location then. You gotta save money on it.
Yeah. Have a sound stage for that.
You gotta soundstage one of them.
That is part of it. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Because if they're going live with Rampage.
Rampage is 2 hours, isn't it?
I don't think it is. One of them's only an hour, right?
I believe. Oh, so Friday is Rampage. That is 1 hour.
That's 1 hour. That's after
so
SmackDown.
That makes sense to me.
That's 1 hour. They should be doing
Dynamite
that
is their headline
pre-taped.
show.
They should be doing Rampage pre-taped the same night that they're filming either Dynamite or the same night they're filming that week's prior Dynamite.
Yeah.
Do Dynamite in an arena. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then do film Rampage right after. You give the arena 3 hours of show. You have 2 hours
or film
of
it before.
Dynamite. Or film it
Since
before,
it's their
whatever.
younger talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Open
you do
up
it
with
before.
that
You
and-
do it before. No, of course, because it's younger guys. So
Do that.
you pre-tape Rampage to start the show, then you go live with Dynamite
on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. And
you
then
do that all on Wednesday.
Saturday is also a live show, though. You know,
but
so
that's
it's like-
okay because that's your SmackDown. So then you do Monday.
It
you
is.
know what I mean?
The
So
problem with Saturday
Dynamite's
is
like
it's
their
fucking
Raw.
Saturday. Like
I get that's how you're just not gonna get viewers
I
on
think
Saturday.
You have too much, especially when college football season happens and there's
It's
other
crazy
sports.
to me that SmackDown does so well
Fridays, yeah.
on Fridays when it's people's weekends off. But a lot of people don't always do stuff on Fridays because they worked that day and they're like, I'll take the day off to just chill, and then Saturday I'll be busy all day and night.
That's how it is for me. Like I get home
Yeah.
and I go like I'm just gonna chill myself and
Play video games
chill
late
here,
or something.
do that. Yeah, do something light and just watch SmackDown.
SmackDown.
I put that on,
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
play video games or whatever. and just pull up Discord if you guys are on.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm doing shit.
Yep.
So that's the
Yeah.
thing is, Sunday, once football season kicks in, it's do not contact me.
Yep.
Saturday, now you got college football season kicking in too, and people watch the fuck out of college football too.
Yeah, they do.
That's big. Dude, college football is huge. People don't
Yep.
realize how big that is
Absolutely.
in the grand scheme of things. So that's competition. And
It matters.
WWE does pay-per-views on Saturdays too, so you got to think
Yep.
about that.
Which I think AEW is going to start doing them on Saturdays too, on the weekends that WWE's not.
Yeah.
Which
do
is smart.
So do they do Saturday pay-per-views already?
They
Or
do Sundays.
Sunday.
This
that
one
makes
was a
sense.
Saturday, I believe, though. Wembley. I can't remember.
when it was.
I don't know, dude. I'm a very busy person.
And it's like I only saw it like peripherally later on Instagram and shit, so it's
Yeah,
like I don't really know.
I hear you. I actually sat and
They need
watched
to
it,
do
and it was so
more,
good.
Like of what WWE does, where they like you can go to WWE's Instagram page like 20 minutes after a promo happens, and it's
And
on
see
there,
it, yeah.
or like a clip of it is, And I think
And
AEW
people
needs
shit
more
on it
of
because
that.
they think it's spoilers, but it's really not. Because there's people
No, it
that
makes
can't
you wanna
watch your
watch
show
it.
every night, and you can still keep them in the know on what's going
Exactly.
on.
Yes, that's what it is,
Yeah.
and that is what I think needs to happen for AEW.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. Like I think that if I had that, if I could just follow AEW, I could keep up with it a lot better just because I can't watch every single show. You can't watch SmackDown, you can't watch Raw, you can't watch Dynamite, you can't watch Collision, you can't watch Rampage.
It's too
you
much.
Can't watch NXT.
It's too much. It's
like
too much.
All of it.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's way too much. I mean, that's what 7-8 shows. I put it all in the calendar there for us.
Yeah.
And like you look at it every day of
It's
the week.
hours every day.
Every
you
day
have
of
to
the
be
week
consuming
is
stuff. I
wrestling.
don't have that time.
Except for
and
Sunday,
I'm not
and
gonna.
then Sunday they have their papers.
You want to know how I would have that time? If it was my career to only be an analyst for wrestling.
It would have to
That's
be.
the only way you have the time.
Yep. I would have
Because
to make,
otherwise, I have a day job and a life.
Yep. Yeah, I
and
have to be
other
making
stuff
50K
other
a
than
year.
just watching wrestling, you know?
Yeah. You have to put me on ESPN or whatever. Give me the Pat McAfee treatment.
Or if this blows up enough where
Give
I quit my day
then
job.
we go on ESPN. Then we go on SmackDown or Raw or whatever. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
we're the color
No way. I would never want that pressure
play by play.
to accidentally be on. Well, now that they're going to Netflix, it'd be a lot easier to be like, fuck. And then go, oh, shit, I can say that.
It would be interesting to have like a perspective like ours where we are talking about like the third dimension, like the fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like doing it live. Like that you can't do it on the show, I guess, but
I hear you.
it's like you almost that would be a cool thing to do if we ever I wish we had the time to do these kind of things. It's in a perfect world,
man.
we fucking are able to show the shows and commentate on them. You know what I mean?
But copyright and shit.
You'd get demolished. You wouldn't make a cent.
No,
It'd probably get pulled down half the time.
most likely.
We got to flip the picture like everybody
Yeah.
on YouTube does. It's fucking stupid. Flip the picture, bring it down a couple octaves so that they can't pick up the fucking copyright.
What are we looking at for time?
Oh shit, I don't even know here.
It says
48 minutes.
Oh, not bad, not bad. So let's sidestep.
Yeah, I go. Oh my god, I'm not even
Raw. Let's talk WWE for a bit.
Yeah,
Because we just
so
talked. We covered a lot of AEW, but it was a good time to cover it
Mhm.
because All In just happened and it was good, and there was a lot of stuff to discuss.
yeah. Bronson Reed, right?
That's
Been wild.
That's been crazy.
He fucking straight up.
Destroyed Seth.
Rollins just like bleeding out of his mouth and shit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then he did it again.
Yeah, to pour our truth. I
Yeah,
don't
which
like
did
that.
not deserve it. But
They did our truth dirty.
yeah, well, they just,
Not really.
They
Like
just wanted to make him
everybody-
look like a dickhead, you know. They
Yeah,
wanted to
which
make
that
Bronson
if you want to make Bronson look like a dickhead,
do it to somebody that people
attack our truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't need to be in any story, and he's super over
Yeah, no,
indefinitely.
he doesn't have to. Yeah, and people
Yep.
like him. That's exactly why they did it.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Yeah, that was cool. And then they're building him, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like the way that they're doing that.
Oh, me
And
too.
it's like it's making you sort of interested in his because he's just been kind of floating around for a while. People don't
Yeah,
know
a
who
little
he is.
bit. A little bit.
I thought NXT like before that was pretty good. Kalani Jordan and Tatum Paxley's match was good. And then we talked about LA Knight.
Yep.
Cody and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, man.
Yeah.
Bash in Berlin is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to be a big one.
It's cool because like Owens is like, I don't deserve the title shot, and then Cody's like, you do, and now
he's going time to. Well, I better get in my game face on and prove I do.
They've been built well because you see Kevin Owens has turned on all these people, and you go, okay, well,
they could be setting up for an actual feud.
You could do it again.
Yeah. Easily.
And you might as well.
He's over, but who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's believable that he would turn on him.
Is so good.
Unbelievable.
And like
one of the best in the company right now.
Yeah, and he's kind of like he's just one of the guys floating around there, and he's always at the top. People don't think about him.
He's already been world champion. He's already done everything. He got the dream match. Every guy ever is going to tell you what, or at least of his generation. If you go, what's the one match? Anybody, pick, dead or alive, 1A dream match of dream matches. They go Stone Cold Steve Austin, as fast as they can, and he got it. But somehow, he was in the spot where he got Austin.
How crazy is that?
At Mania, he got Austin, dude.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that long.
So, and after that, he openly was like, anything they do with me from now on, I had the greatest career of all time. No one can tell me different.
Yeah. It made sense too.
To him, he had the greatest. He's like, I got Austin. Are you serious? I got Austin at Mania. You can have me come out as Doink the Clown. And do the dumpster drowsy and shit. I will lose in 5 seconds to everybody the rest of my career, and I'll be in tears of joy every night for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because
just going, I got Austin at Mania. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because how many people have? I mean, there's
there's only a handful.
Because you had back-to-back matches a lot of the times too. Sometimes
he had 3. He had the 3 with Rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Dude, could you imagine if? I wish that it would ever happen so bad.
It's
Rock Austin 4.
Yeah, it's just a shame.
But
like his
it's just not.
Just the fucking.
Well, he's likely gonna do something again.
Maybe.
It seems like he may do something for 41.
He's not out of shape. It's like
he's in jacked shape. It's
just the fucking worry of the injuries.
I know, but he's talked about it like he's willing to do something.
Yeah, he's not going to let someone pile drive him. He's not going to fucking sit out pile drive him or something. So
I think he's willing to do something, and I hope that
you got to just figure out when it's right.
I hope it's Rock Austin. Well, the thing is, it might be Punk. It might be Austin Punk because Rock has the stuff going on with Roman. They want that.
You got to wrap all that stuff up.
You got to have Rock Roman. I could see the next Mania being Rock Roman Austin Punk. I really could.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't have them be the main events, but who cares?
It seems like Rock Roman is going to probably be one of the main events there. But
it might be night 1. And then night 2 was going to probably be Cody versus somebody.
Whoever they can build there for that.
Cody versus Punk? Who knows?
It could be anybody. It could be Drew McIntyre. It could be...
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Well, they do... Well, it could be Kevin Owens. Who the fuck knows?
It could be Bloodline Civil War at this point. They're building to that slow enough. It might end up being
taking a slow
Bloodline Civil War.
It is a slow build. It really is a slow build.
Where you end up with... I can't imagine they don't build to solos, like Solo, Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu versus Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy.
And I hope they start engaging that a little more with Jay, because Jay just won a match, like a triple threat match.
Yeah.
But it put him in the mix for whatever that tournament's for.
What's it for? Is it for the IC title?
Something like that.
No, isn't it for a world title, chat? No.
I don't think so. I think
it's for the IC title. It's for the IC title, I believe.
But he won that match, and now he's like in that picture. Yeah. So it's like now you're thinking, okay, well they're gonna drag out this
because they're not there yet with the bloodline. I don't think. I think Roman's going to come back and face Solo and get screw jobbed, and that's when you pull the trigger on starting to bring in the OG guys.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because then you have the Roman solo, just that, and then you have, you have to have a reason for people to want to help Roman.
Mhm.
Which I guess there isn't really enough motivation right now.
No, I mean it's coming though.
Let's see what else. Braun and Sammy's 2 out of 3 falls match. I was watching this, right? And it was like, I'm watching it and I'm like, why is it? This is just starting, and it was like 10, I don't know, 40 or something like that.
Mhm.
I was like, how the fuck are they going to fit 3 falls in 20 minutes or whatever?
They did it.
And they fucking did somehow.
Yeah. And it was intense, man.
It wasn't even
good.
a bad match.
No, it was sick.
Yeah, I was like really surprised at
They
that.
got one out early.
Yep. I'm gonna hold that one for the next one, and then we had Uncle Howdy this week.
Oh, that was the highlight for me.
Yeah, it was interesting because it's like I think his hair needs to be shorter. I think it looks a little weird, but like I think because with the mask and shit, I don't know.
Sure.
It's like a lot to deal with, and I thought the gauntlet he was wearing was cool because they said they made that out of the Fiend costume.
Wicked cool.
I thought his moveset looked good. He looked pretty good.
He looked
Gable
great.
Obviously fucking sells the shit out of everything.
Gable's off the charts.
He's
but
just
I thought he looked amazing.
Yeah,
the things that I saw him do that I loved was like obviously I loved all the
he hasn't been in the ring in
tributes.
5 years or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and he looked perfect to me. He looked great.
I thought he
did
looked good.
he did a through Chad to the ropes and then did like a spinning power slam to him, and it was so good.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the tributes to Bray during the match were awesome, and then Sister Abigail, man,
Yeah,
it's so good.
It was all necessary stuff to do. Like
I think a lot of people, that was the one thing we needed to see. That was the last thing we needed to see. Everything's been good up to this point. It's been cool. His promos have been off the charts. Like he hasn't really had too many, but the video package was like, oh my God, it was one of the best ever.
I think what they're going to draw a lot of criticism from is the too much tribute to Bray Wyatt thing. But the whole gimmick is that.
Yeah,
so it's like
eventually it'll cool down.
And I don't think there's a lot of people, like the conversation that I've seen is like people don't understand that it's not a supernatural gimmick. They're not understanding that
it's like a mental gimmick.
Yeah. They're like, well, he should have just squashed him. He should have.
No.
It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. This isn't what it's about. It's not.
He's still a guy who's a wrestler.
Yeah, it's Bo Dallas. There's a reason they're calling him Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
On air. Like, there's a reason they still say that.
Yep.
I don't know. I thought it was good.
I loved it. And I'm so excited to see more of him. Mm-hmm. He's incredible.
Yeah, he's always been good. I thought, like, I really just was upset that they didn't go get behind him in the first place as Bo Dallas.
Yeah, I know. An Uncle Howdy would have been great.
I think I had
Bray,
a Believe t-shirt. I had a Believe t-shirt at one point.
Dude, he was sick on NXT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was so young, dude. All clean shaven and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had such a like simple aesthetic too. Just the ring trunks, and then that was it, really. He had, like,
even then he was menacing though. He would come out and do the Believe stuff, but there was like this
underneath it
hint of like, oh, this dude's crazy.
Yeah.
And
which is perfect. I think that's another reason why they were like, we can keep that gimmick because there's a hint of like he's got something. There's a screw loose,
Yeah, there was. Yep.
Which is kind of, you need that though on any gimmick that's like that, that's full of themselves, like a Jericho or Tyler Breeze or like
Tyler. Dude, I was just thinking as you're talking
Fandango.
About that, Tyler Breeze is one of the most. God, I wish this dude was still doing his thing, guys, from NXT, from that OG class.
It's like those guys that are just like super full of themselves. They have to. It's like your character is that you do have something going on there, and it's always somewhat menacing too. Like,
I love it.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Doink, the OG Doink the Clown. Always had like he was the clown and he would come out and do clown shit, but there was always this undertone of scary ass fucking.
Yeah.
He was sketchy,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it made his whole character. You know.
Yeah. That's why I just like it. The idea to say this is Bo Dallas. And that's really cool. Because I don't think that was Bray's plan.
I don't know.
I don't think he was going to call him Bo Dallas. I think he
no.
was going to make
He
a
was just
character
going to be
entirely.
Uncle Howdy. And yeah, I feel like the way they're doing it as like a mental thing going on is amazing.
Yeah.
Love it, dude.
It'd be so interesting to find like Bray's like notebooks or something, you know?
Yeah.
Where he's like, this is what this character
I wonder
is.
if they even exist. And if they do,
There
they've
has
got
to be
them.
something.
You just know they've got them if they exist.
Yeah.
You
There
know?
has to be something.
Well, I mean, the creative team probably has just stacks
Of
because
just
they
shit
were
he was
with
spitting out.
They talk about it all the time. I mean, in the documentary they did on him, which was amazing.
How he just always
they talk
had
about how
ideas
he constantly was going, well, and this, and Triple H would have
and
to
they're going,
go.
yeah.
That's
Hold on,
cool.
though.
Let's take note of that and get step one right.
Yeah.
You already went, well, here's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
He's
9.
like
and
Alex
now
Jones.
you're focusing on 9. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let's get 1 right.
It's like
then
Alex
we'll do
Jones
2.
where Alex Jones rattles off a bunch of shit and then
it's like,
Joe
hold
Rogan
up,
has to
let's
go.
talk about this. You said 9 psycho things. We've got to address
Let's
them all.
break those down.
Yeah, yep. You can't say, well, when the interdimensional guys are churning babies to get DMT, and then and you're like, hold up. Interdimensional guys? He's like, but the baby churn. You're like, no, hold up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, all right. Dude.
Yeah, and then Hillary Clinton. But yeah. So Bray was very, he was working with them, so they've got to have.
Yeah, they know.
They've got to have everything.
But I think he probably had more too.
Plus, him and Bo were extremely, extremely close.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on all that together. So.
Well, yeah, sure. Bo was probably working on it too. So obviously, yeah, it was good. Raw's been pretty good. I mean, you can't really.
So SmackDown generally.
Yeah, SmackDown's
it's all been
not bad.
good.
Yep.
There's too much to cover. There's women's stuff that was great.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah, it's just.
At AEW All In, Sasha wrestled with Britt Baker, and that was good.
Mercedes Moné.
I feel, Mercedes Moné. I think she'll eventually find her step. She came into a lot of heat, a lot of people going, she sucks at promos and stuff. She'll get there.
Yeah.
She's, it is what it is. Putting her against Britt is smart. Britt's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Britt's really good. And good to see her back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that match was good. And then on the WWE side, you have the stuff going on with Naomi and Bianca and Jade having separate feuds. Like Jade and Bianca are feuding for the tag titles. Naomi's feuding with Davenport, right? Blair Davenport?
Yeah, Blair Davenport.
And they kind of mixed them together.
Too.
She was in NXT. She got brought up from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But she's good. She gets like 0 crowd reaction. People just don't know yet. They just don't know yet. But yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
They're all good, man.
Yeah. I think Jade's going to get a big push here soon.
Jade is better and better every single time we see her.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
It's just
another person who's better and better every time we see her, Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And the stuff she's doing right now with the Queen of the Ring and the championship is good. I love that they're using Michin and having her come in and feud with her.
Mm-hmm.
About time. Michin's nasty, and they've just been not even using her.
Yeah,
kind of, but barely. Not enough. Not for where her talent level is.
Women's tag is weird to me because you got two. The division's still kind of small.
At least they're working on it, though. Same with men's tag. We were saying this a few months ago. Where like men's tag, they have almost nothing in WWE, and they're working on it. Now they've got an actual
Fusion Collective or whatever.
That's a weird name.
Don't call it that though.
That's a weird name.
Yeah,
I like them, that group of people together, but that's a weird name.
It's a weird name.
And I think, and you want to know how you know it's weird? Because Michael Cole and Pat McAfee the whole time are going, I've been practicing this all day.
Mm-hmm.
Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah, because
they're basically going on air going, why are you calling it that?
We're going the Viking Raider, the Viking. What was it? What was their original one? The Viking Warriors or
Viking something?
Viking Experience. The Viking Experience is what it was called.
Yeah, that's not.
And then they were like, nope, we got to change it. And then it was like War Raiders or Viking Raiders or something.
Fusion Collective. It just doesn't. I get it. They're trying to make it about the fact that that there's anybody with an MMA background in the group. You just can't. You gotta not go with that name.
You just can't.
That's a miss for me.
No one.
Those three together is not a miss for me. They're all sick.
No, they've been doing it fine.
That name is just you want to know how you get that name over? The way they're doing it right now, by looking at it going, why are they called that? Until eventually it becomes a rib on the square type thing. And they're like, just the Pure Fusion Collective. And it gets, people, they're hoping people we'll just call them that until, just like any other name.
It sounds like they put it in a tag team name generator.
To me, it looks like, for sure. But it's just like a band name. Where, think about Pearl Jam. You go, why the fuck are they called Pearl Jam?
Yeah,
you'll never question it again because the music was good.
Yeah.
All they have to do is do nasty shit and enough time pass of consistent good work, and people won't care about the name. You'll just associate the name with them, and you go, well, the name doesn't mean anything. It's who cares. That's just what they called them, but they ended up good. Kind of like Judgment Day. Why the fuck are they really called Judgment Day?
Too. Yeah, that is.
It's like, I don't know. What are they judging? They're not. They're just, their group is called that.
Sounds
but now,
like what their
you
aesthetic
just know
is.
them as that. Yeah, exactly. It's not like NWO, where New World Order, there is a valid, obvious reason they're calling it this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was their motivation, was to change everything.
Everything was, we're taking over the business.
Yeah.
We're the new order of professional wrestling,
Mm.
But I'm not as worried about the name. It's bad.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I'm not that worried about it.
What are we doing? And then they're fucking doing the gun thing.
That is another what?
Know. Guys, all right, go back to the drawing board with that one, maybe. But
I don't mind the gun thing. But what do you call them? Call them fucking
anything else. Something without collective or whatever.
Something to do with assassins or snipers or something.
Yeah.
If you're doing a gun thing, shooters, because that's what they're trying to get over is that they're shooters. They're real. They're actual badasses that are MMA trained and shit, right?
Yeah,
but if you're gonna do gun shit, put shooter in the name somewhere or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't do MMA.
It's gonna be something that's not Pure Fusion Collective if you put good amount of thought into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you can't just do MMA guys without just putting a gi on them or doing what Lesnar did.
Which I don't want.
Yeah, it's
I don't care. I don't care that they're MMA guys.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Ronda Rousey.
I don't care that that they have an MMA background because I don't care.
That's not what the story's about
in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's not what I'm there to see.
Yeah.
If I want something to do with MMA, I'll watch MMA, which I barely watch anymore because how do you support Dana and the UFC right now?
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the biggest miss I've seen with WWE right now, hands down, is Pure Fusion Collective.
Yep.
And it's no fault of the talent. They're just trying to get something over.
I was like, what are they doing? And then the fucking commentary, when the commentary's going off about it, you're like, okay, this is fucked up.
Yeah. That's how you know it ain't working. If the commentators are calling it and geeking,
they don't even have to.
It's dead in the water.
During the debut, you're like, okay.
They're going, why?
They're not even trying to
put it over. Good luck. Which I love. They have the freedom to go, this ain't going to work. No.
Yeah.
We're just shitting on this.
Yeah. Because back in the day, you'd have them just trying too hard to put it over. And it's like, okay, well.
Who's coming in to replace Pat McAfee? He's leaving for football season.
I think Bad News is coming back over there.
Is he?
Yeah.
What about the new guy they brought in who's good, but comes from sports? He's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they got him.
But he isn't. He's a Cole style guy, though.
He's a color commentator.
No.
He's a play-by-play.
He's a play-by-play.
Yeah.
The color guy.
He's got a great voice.
That guy's going to be good, man. He's weathered, too.
Who the fuck? Who is it?
That bugs me, man.
I was blown away by that, too.
Yeah, blown away. That's a big deal signing for a play-by-play guy. He's good.
Yeah.
That's going to bug me. Just fucking look it up. Fuck it.
There was. I also looked at a video the other day. I didn't realize Mike Goldberg was
Does he still
NFL
work
commentator for a short time, for
I
like
didn't know
one
that.
game.
Oh, wow.
And it was so bad that they were like, we just got to get rid of him. He couldn't even get like yardage right. He's like, it's a gain of 8. And it was like,
people love
like
his
12
commentary
yards.
in UFC, but when you hear Anik and how the best ever Anik is at play-by-play, you listen to Goldberg now and go, nope.
Joe Tessitore.
Joe Tessitore, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Joe Tessitore
I can
and
hear
Wade
his
Barrett
voice in my
as
head.
Raw commentary. Michael's going to SmackDown.
Oh, so Cole goes to SmackDown.
That's gonna be awesome. Cole with Corey, Tessitore with Barrett.
That's a good approach.
A good approach.
Yeah, I like that.
Man.
Yeah, bad news is always fun on commentary.
Yep, and Tessitore he's gonna be good, man. You can tell. You can instantly tell.
Mhm.
Just the one segment he did with Cole, introducing him at SummerSlam,
Yeah.
you could tell by his composure, his calmness, and
He
his
doesn't have
delivery.
anything
You're
that
like,
he's
oh,
done fucking.
he's done it all.
Done fucking Alabama national championship games. It's like,
yeah, see, dude, he's the right guy.
Yeah,
I cannot wait, man.
I can hear his voice in my head too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go do another episode.
Yeah. That was good shit.
All right, support the show. Go to w.gg.
Yep.
Use the promo code. You get 20% off right now.
Fantastic code.
And buy some merch. Buy some shirts. All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.